Tomorrow lunchtime, 12:15, League One cool stadium, Mansfield. And Arsenal have the chance to announce to the entire country on four fronts that this squad has absolutely no limits. Welcome to Isaac Arsenal Update. I'm Isaac. Before we get into everything, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notifications, like this video, drop your predicted scoreline in the comments below, and stay with me until the very end because I'm going to break down absolutely everything. The lineup, the tactics, the injury picture, the Mansfield threat, the bigger picture for this Arsenal season, and what tomorrow's game means beyond just a place in the quarterfinals. This is a full breakdown. Let's go. Let us start with the reality of where we are, because context matters more than anything else when you are trying to understand why this particular fixture carries so much weight. Arsenal are top of the Premier League, 7 points clear, at the summit of English football. They beat Brighton on Wednesday evening, a hard-fought professional win. Exactly the kind of result that title-winning squads grind out when the game is not beautiful, but the 3 points are essential. That was Wednesday. Tomorrow is Saturday. 12:15 kickoff at the One Call Stadium. And then next Wednesday, Bayer Leverkusen arrive at the Emirates in the Champions League round of 16. 4 competitions, 1 squad. Mikel Arteta is managing the most complex fixture calendar Arsenal have navigated in a generation. And this is the moment that separates genuine contenders from teams that simply talk about competing on all fronts without actually doing it. Arteta is going to rotate tomorrow. He has to rotate. But here is what I want you to understand before we go any further. This is not a weakened Arsenal side. This is a squad so deep, so loaded with quality at every position that what gets sent to Mansfield tomorrow would, 12 months ago, have been considered a very strong Arsenal starting 11. The summer that Arteta and the board put together has completely transformed the depth of this squad. And tomorrow, that depth gets tested in real time. Let us talk about the team news first, because that is what brought you here. In goal, Kepa Arrizabalaga starts tomorrow. David Raya gets the rest he needs ahead of Leverkusen, and that is an entirely logical decision. Kepa was signed this summer on a permanent deal, and while he has not played a huge amount of Premier League football, he has been excellent in his cup appearances. He is a serious goalkeeper. He will command his area. He will not be a liability in the slightest. At right back, Ben White. Now, this is the one that raises eyebrows because White has missed the last few matches with a knock. His potential return tomorrow would be enormously welcome, and based on the latest information emerging from the club, he is in contention to start. If he comes through tomorrow without any setbacks, it is a major boost heading into Leverkusen. White brings composure, intelligence, and attacking quality from deep. He is one of the most underrated fullbacks in European football right now. If he starts tomorrow, and the indication is trending positive, it means Arteta is satisfied with where his fitness is. Something to watch in the final team news, confirmation in the morning. Centre-back partnership. And this is where it gets genuinely interesting. William Saliba is nursing an ankle injury and will not be risked tomorrow. That is confirmed. Gabriel Magalhaes and Jurrien Timber are both being rested. Entirely sensible decisions from a manager thinking about the bigger picture. So who fills in? Christian Mosquera partners 16-year-old Marley Salmon at the heart of the Arsenal defence tomorrow. Let that sink in for a moment. A 20-year-old Valencia Academy product, signed this summer for £13 million, alongside a 16-year-old from Arsenal's own academy, who is in contention for what could be his first competitive start for the first team. On paper, that reads as a risk. In practice, against a League One side, with an organised defensive structure around them and experienced players alongside them, it is a calculated and intelligent rotation decision from Arteta. Mosquera has shown throughout this season that he is not simply a depth option. He reads the game with a maturity beyond his years. He is physical, brave, and composed in possession. He will not be overawed by the occasion. And Marley Salmon, I want to spend a moment on this young man because this is genuinely exciting if it happens. 16 years old, Arsenal Academy centre-back. Arteta has clearly seen enough in training to believe he is ready for this stage. That is not a decision this manager takes lightly. Remember, this is the same man who trusted Miles Lewis-Skelly before the rest of the world knew his name. The same man who gave Ethan Nwaneri a first-team platform at an age when most footballers are still playing school football. When Arteta points the spotlight at a teenager, the rest of us need to pay attention. At left back, Riccardo Calafiori comes in. With Lewis Skelly suspended, a one-match FA Cup ban after picking up yellow cards in both the Portsmouth and Wigan ties earlier in this competition, Calafiori is the natural and logical replacement. Piero Hincapié, the Bayer Leverkusen loanee, is an option in theory. But with Leverkusen arriving at the Emirates next Wednesday, Arteta is entirely understandably keen to avoid using him against his parent club's upcoming opponent. Calafiori is sharp, technically gifted, and has shown his quality across multiple appearances this season. He fits naturally into Arsenal's left-sided structure, now the midfield. And this is where I think Arteta has put together something genuinely interesting rather than just functional. Christian Norgard anchors the middle of the park tomorrow. This is the right call, and I will tell you exactly why. With Declan Rice needing rest and Martin Zubimendi also needing a breather after a demanding week of football, Norgard is the experienced, disciplined presence that keeps the midfield organised and the team structured. He joined permanently from Brentford this summer, and he has been everything Arsenal needed. A warrior, a ball winner, a man who makes the simple choice look like the right choice every single time he receives the ball. He does not grab headlines, he earns results. He is perfect for tomorrow. Kai Havertz starts in midfield alongside him. This is interesting because Havertz has been deployed in various positions throughout this season. Centre forward, attacking midfielder, deeper midfield role. And in cup football, he has often been at his most influential. He is fully fit again after a brief concern, and he will bring dynamism, intelligent movement, and a genuine goal threat from deep positions. He is the kind of player capable of turning a tight cup tie with one individual moment of real quality. Eberechi Eze completes the midfield three, £60 million from Crystal Palace in the summer, and what a signing he has proven to be. Eze has started plenty of games recently, and there is a reasonable argument that he should be given a rest, but Arteta clearly trusts him in this cup environment. His creativity, his ability to find pockets between the lines, his directness in 1-versus-1 situations, all of that will be relevant tomorrow against a Mansfield side that will be organised and disciplined. Eze can unlock compact defences with a single moment of inspiration, now the front three. And I want to spend real time here because there are genuine selection debates worth having. On the right, Noni Madueke. Arriving from Chelsea for just under £50 million in the summer, Madueke is direct, quick, and has a real eye for goal. He has featured prominently in cup football more than the league, and tomorrow is the ideal environment for him. Space to run in behind, license to attack, an opponent who will give him room on the outside. I expect him to cause serious problems for Mansfield's left side throughout the afternoon. On the left, Gabriel Martinelli. And I have to talk about this because it has become one of the most fascinating subplots of Arsenal's season. Martinelli has become something of a cup specialist. When he is in the team consistently, when the pressure feels slightly different to the relentless intensity of a Premier League Saturday, he finds his rhythm. He is direct, relentless in his pressing, hungry for moments, and dangerous in transition. His energy alone will create significant problems for a Mansfield side that has shown tremendous heart throughout this cup run, but will be tested like never before by the pace and quality of this Arsenal attack. Through the middle, Gabriel Jesus leads the line tomorrow. Victor Gyokeres is fit again, that is confirmed, but whether he starts or is reintroduced from the bench is the emerging question surrounding tomorrow's selection. The logic for bringing Gyokeres on as an impact substitution rather than throwing him straight back into a full start is sound. He has not had a sustained run of games recently, and sometimes getting a striker back into scoring rhythm through a second-half cameo in a match where chances are available and the pressure is lower serves the player and the team far better than a full 90 minutes before he has rediscovered full sharpness. Jesus, on the other hand, brings work rate, intelligent link play, and sharpness in tight spaces that suits a game where Arsenal may need to work patiently to break down a deep and organised defensive shape. Either way, the Gunners carry enormous attacking quality into tomorrow. And then there is Max Dowman, 15 years old, one of the most exciting young prospects Arsenal have produced in years. A player who has already made his presence felt this season through moments of genuine quality, contributions, penalty-winning runs, raw talent that even the most experienced members of this squad have taken note of. Tomorrow, he will likely get minutes off the bench. A full competitive start may come a little too soon in this environment, but if Arteta introduces him in the second half with the game in a comfortable position, this could be a moment we remember for a very long time. The confirmed predicted lineup for tomorrow: keeper, White, Mosquera, Salmon, Calafiori, Norgard, Eze, Havertz, Madueke, Jesus, Martinelli. Confirmed out: Mikel Merino, foot injury, long-term absentee, no return expected before late May. Confirmed suspended: Miles Lewis Skelly. Confirmed doubts: Saliba, ankle not being risked. Odegaard, knee issue, final decision expected tomorrow morning. White, knock, trending towards starting. Now let us talk about Mansfield, and I mean genuinely talk about them, because this is a club and a team that has earned every ounce of respect heading into tomorrow. Nigel Clough, son of the legendary Brian Clough, a manager who has rebuilt this club methodically, patiently, and with real purpose since taking charge in November 2020. He has instilled an identity, a resilience, and a collective belief at the one cool stadium that simply was not present before he arrived. And this FA Cup run is the crowning achievement of everything he has constructed here. Think about what Mansfield have done to reach this point. They beat Harrogate in the first round. They beat Accrington Stanley in the second round via a penalty shootout. A result that could have broken a lesser group of players, but instead hardened them. Then in the third round, they eliminated Sheffield United, a championship club with far greater resources and individual quality. And then, the result that made the entire country sit up and take notice: they travelled to Turf Moor and beat Burnley, a side pushing for Premier League promotion, 2-1, away from home, against one of the most organised and physical teams in the second tier. Burnley could not handle them. This is a Mansfield side, currently sitting 16th in League One and enduring a difficult run of form in the third tier. Winless in their last 9 league matches, but in cup football they have found a completely different version of themselves. Unified, motivated, organised, and capable of producing results that defy expectation. Clough confirmed earlier this week that he has a fully fit squad available for tomorrow. Every player ready, every option open to him. They arrive at this game with momentum built entirely around this competition and the conviction that giant killing is not just a dream, but something they have already delivered multiple times in the past few months. Lewis Reed is the heartbeat of this team, the captain. 28 years old, 3 FA Cup goals this season, including a stunning free kick against Burnley in the 4th round tie that will live long in the memory of everyone connected to this club. Reed drives the midfield, leads by example, and will arrive at tomorrow's game with the singular ambition of writing his name permanently into Mansfield folklore. Arsenal's midfield will need to be alive to his presence from the very first minute of this game. Reece Oates and Will Evans lead the attacking threat, both having contributed 6 League One goals each this season. They will run relentlessly, they will press. They will not allow Arsenal's defensive line a single moment of comfort. In a game where Arsenal are fielding 2 teenage centre-backs, that pressing intensity and directness is not something that can be dismissed. Mosquera and Salmon will need to be switched on, communicating constantly and dealing with whatever Mansfield throw at them with composure and authority. Tyler Roberts adds a layer of creativity in the final third, a former Leeds United and QPR player with genuine technical quality at this level. If Mansfield manage to find him in tight areas between the lines, he has the ability to create something dangerous. Nigel Clough will set his side up to be hard to beat first and foremost. Direct when they win possession. Dangerous from set pieces where their physicality can be an equaliser. He will not simply park a defensive bus and hope for the best. He will have a game plan. He will believe in his players. And every single one of those players will run through walls for him tomorrow afternoon. That is precisely why Arsenal cannot afford to be casual for even a single moment. That is why the starting lineup, rotated as it is, needs to be sharp, focused, and completely professional from the very first whistle. Now, the bigger picture, because tomorrow is not just about Mansfield. Tomorrow is one piece of a forefront campaign that this generation of Arsenal players has been building towards for years, 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. If Arsenal continue to win their matches and Arteta's side maintains the level of consistency it has shown across this season, this title is genuinely theirs to lose. The gap is significant. The defensive record is elite. The form has been exceptional. And while there is still a substantial amount of football to be played between now and May, this is the closest Arsenal have been to a Premier League title in my lifetime. And I am not going to pretend otherwise. Beyond the league, the EFL Cup final against Manchester City looms. a real opportunity to lift silverware and give this squad a moment of collective reward. The Champions League round of 16 against Bayer Leverkusen begins next Wednesday, a tie loaded with intrigue, history, and genuine tactical complexity. And then the FA Cup, where a win tomorrow opens the door to the quarter-finals and a very real shot at a historic domestic double. 4 fronts, 1 squad. And the depth that Arteta assembled this summer is the sole reason this is even a realistic conversation. This is not a squad assembled by luck or by accident. It is the product of a clear sporting vision that Arteta and the people around him have been carefully constructing for years. And tomorrow, against League One opposition, on what will be a demanding pitch, in front of a sold-out One Call stadium packed with supporters who will be louder and more energised than anything Mansfield have experienced in decades. This squad gets another opportunity to prove that the depth is real, the belief is genuine, and the ambition has no ceiling. Let me be completely direct with you about what I want from tomorrow afternoon. I want professionalism from the very first whistle. I want clean, controlled, purposeful football. I want Mosquera and Salmon to seize this moment and show exactly why Arteta put his trust in them. I want Havertz to remind everyone of what he can produce when given a cup environment and a clear attacking role. I want Madueke to be an absolute nightmare for the Mansfield left back from the very first touch he gets on the ball. And I want this squad to respect Mansfield, not fear them, respect them, win tomorrow, win it cleanly, win it with authority, get into that FA Cup quarter-final draw, and then fix every ounce of focus on next Wednesday, because that is when this season could take another enormous and historic step forward. This Arsenal squad, this Arsenal season, this Arsenal moment in time, it is unlike anything this generation of supporters has experienced before. 7 points clear at the top of the Premier League. 4 competitions still alive in March. A manager who trusts the process completely and a squad deep enough to handle everything being thrown at them simultaneously. Tomorrow is one step. One important, necessary, but non-negotiable step. Let us take it. Drop your score prediction for tomorrow in the comments right now. I want to see the faith from this community on full display. Like this video, if you are going into tomorrow afternoon feeling that belief in your chest. Subscribe to Isaac Arsenal Update if you are not already part of what we are building here, because this season we are covering everything. Pre-match breakdowns, live reactions, full tactical analysis, transfer deep dives, every major Arsenal moment as it happens in real time. Turn on the notifications. I will be back after the final whistle tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners.